today's build is really a story about how I needed to fill some space and how honestly, when I look at it now, I don't think I was able to get away with it. But hey, I filmed it for the whole world to see, so let's just dive into it. For those of you just discovering my channel and just joining me today, my name is Michael and I want to welcome you to Sovereign Gaming in Life Sims, the YouTube channel where I build worlds, lots, and share my thoughts on video games in the life simulation gaming space. Today, I am continuing the build out of my own custom SimCity world, and this time we are actually heading a little further south than the central business district. In fact, we are in the Midtown area where I will be building a grocery store right in front of your very eyes. Now the thing is that when I was looking for different rabbit holes to use for the grocery store, I kind of felt like all the rabbit holes that came with the game and that were added in expansion packs were just really like not doing the area justice. You see, this area is one where I would start to taper down the density from the high-rise towers to some more mid-rise densities. So buildings that would seem to be between like 6 to 15 floors roughly. That's what I personally consider mid-rise density anyways. Mid-rise density is a very contentious, like it's very much a gray area in the world of city planning and all that, and people really don't have their definitions set straight on that. So that's what I consider mid density, and just a personal opinion that I'm just kind of throwing in there that I'm applying here. But yeah, there's really nothing that I felt really spoke to something that would fit an urban form and also a mid-dense structure. Nothing like the Roaring Heights grocery store. Now, when looking at the Roaring Heights grocery store, on one hand, I feel like it's very retro, and I don't mind having different architectural styles as rabbit holes within the SimCity world, so long as they all kind of go together in some way, shape, or form. But because I have had some of the other Roaring Heights rabbit holes pretty much littered throughout this world, I mean, there's the City Hall, there's the Business Tower, I felt that it was okay to just kind of include this in here, so long as I continue to build the lot and to make it a lot more integrated and well suited to the area. And that's really where the build comes into place. It's just that I wanted to make this building seem more like it is an attached corner lot to a set of row houses. And the reason why things just kind of fall apart towards the end, and why I think that I am going to definitely go back to this and edit it, is just because I feel like I got the window placings wrong and maybe some of the window choices wrong as well. And I also ran out of room when it came to building out the townhouses. So yeah, that's really where the story of today's build takes place. It's just this grocery store this grocery store rabbit hole attached to a couple of residential row houses in, a quote unquote fake mixed use lot. I have to be honest with you guys, like when it comes to these row houses, I actually like the style that I chose. I just don't think I executed well on it. So it's one of those cases that it's a good concept, but a bad execution. Much like what I continue to say about The Sims 4. But I'm just kidding there. But yeah, this is a case where I think it was good concept, good idea, bad execution, and I know exactly where I would have changed things, and I think it would have just been the form of this all in of itself. I don't think I got the spacing right. For example, like where I divided the townhouses and row houses in half, I think I should have just moved one wall over to the right and then deleted one wall over to the left, so that when you have those bump outs, it just kind of looks like it's like it just ends at the first bump out. I hope that made some sense there. But yeah, that's kind of where I think I made the mistake there. This again is definitely a lot that would serve as a candidate for something that I would have to redo. Yeah, not even edit, I would have to redo it, because in order to get the grocery store wall to connect with these row houses. I would have to actually shift it all 1 square to the left, which is a little tedious, but at the same time, not the biggest problem in the world either. In terms of the coloring, the porch and just the rest of the form of these row houses, I honestly liked it. I love the siding that I chose for it. I love the coloring that I chose for it. And towards the end of the episode, you're actually going to notice that I completely forgot to add in a hidden room on the first floor, but don't worry, I added in after doing some playtesting with a lot, and then I just, used the cheats to just like shift click, build on the lot, whatever. So I managed to get that last hidden room marker on there. So I do apologize that it's not shown in this episode, but it is certainly something that is that is present and will be present when I go around to exporting this world. Now again, for those of you just joining me today and just kind of getting used to my SimCity project and knowing what the timeline is there, this lot won't be exported until after the SimCity world will be exported in of itself. And I'm exporting the SimCity world with blank lots so that you, the player, can choose to download these lots if you don't want to build out your own SimCity, which again, I think is completely fair and fine. And it was also another choice that I made to make SimCity as a world more easier for players to load in their games. I completely forgot what I was going to say about these townhouses, but the purpose why I decided to add these in here is because it just kind of felt like this lot was just a little too empty, and I also didn't exactly like the blank wall from the Roaring Heights grocery store rabbit hole building just not being built right up against something else. Now, like many other life simulation games out there, this is one of those life simulation games where building wall to wall is non-existent, which is so unfortunate because I could do so much with building wall to wall. In the game, you'd have to have like 1 square separation between the lots, and even then you can't even build up the very end of the lot without some cheats. So a lot of the times it's actually 2 square separation. I'm just kind of droning on about some of the gameplay limitations there, but I'm not too shook by those limitations because I've played The Sims 3 for years and years to come, and it was the same way with The Sims 2 and even The Sims 1, if I remember correctly. I've played all those games since they were pretty much released. But yeah, I did design the SimCity world for my Create a World series to accommodate these lots in such a fashion, so it's not like I was depending on some, magical mod out there to enable me to build wall to wall. So I was completely anticipating that everything would be separated by at least a unit or 2. But I at least want to fill in some of these gaps where it would make sense for it to be a mixed use. I would never imagine that this grocery store would stand on its own, and because it has that blank wall there, I think that directly suggests to me, the player, that it would be something that is part of an attached complex of some sort. And in this case, I am taking a creative liberty to interpret that what it's attached to will indeed be some townhouses or row houses. And yeah. So yeah, these row houses and townhouses, they'll be present throughout Uptown and a little bit of Midtown as well, but definitely in Uptown they'll be a lot more present. In Uptown, I plan on constructing more Brooklyn style brownstone townhouses, so I'm very, very excited to get started on that eventually when I actually get to building the full neighborhood build outs. But in this case, this is just kind of like a teaser for what's to come. And even then, I know these are not Brooklyn brownstones, but they were townhouse style that I took some inspiration from the internet from, and I really enjoyed them. I think that they're very well done, and who knows, they might make a comeback in the Uptown or Midtown neighborhoods. We'll just have to wait and see there. You guys, let me know how you feel about the length of this episode in a comment below. Is it too short? Is it too long? I know that I've been kind of on a roll with the speed build episodes where they're taking up about 30 minutes plus, And this one just feels short to me, even to record. So yeah, let me know how you're experiencing it. I'm very curious to know whether I should concentrate on trying to make episodes shorter, or if you do prefer the longer ones. Again, just let me know in a comment below. I am very curious on the feedback there. Heck, I might even throw up a poll on my community page just to kind of get some feedback there. So yeah, feel free to comment below if you feel like this episode was too short, or perhaps I've been making them just too long this entire time. Anyways, I am going to be wrapping up this episode fairly shortly here. I do have a tour at the end, and with the tour, even though like there's nothing to show on the inside of these townhouses because I've dropped those hidden room markers, and these townhouses are honestly just some dummy buildings that I put in here just to try to give it a better sense of urban place in the Midtown neighborhood. But yeah, the tour is really, I tried to capture a little bit of the skyline and how it's tapering down towards the Midtown neighborhood. Like this would be one of the lower parts of the Midtown neighborhood. It's very hard to explain because nothing else is built around it, but when I do get around to actually building out some more townhouses and Brooklyn brownstone style row houses and all of that, those will have a much larger footprint, and they will be slightly taller than these ones, like maybe by like one floor. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to end it off for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, if you've been enjoying these speed builds, again, feel free to give a like on the video and also consider subscribing if you haven't already. It would be much appreciated, of course, but you know, I believe in free choice and all that jazz, so that choice is completely up to you. Anyways, I'm going to stop it there for today. The next build that I have going on will actually take place in Blue Water Village. So I'll just tease you a little bit because I am doing some spot builds right now that it was something very necessary. And for those of you that love cow plants and all that they do, you would definitely want to watch this next build that I'm going to be doing soon. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have yourself a wonderful day.